In this video I'm going to show you how to do the neck shaping and the final border for the neck edges. So you want to kind of start somewhere. If you decide which is your back piece and which is your front piece, you want to start sort of in the middle at the back somewhere. And we're going to do a mirror of this stitch we've done on this final round of the motif. So if I show it to you on my other version, you can see that we've done a mirror of the stitch, so it's up the other way to match the rest of the to match, for example, here and here, those are mirrors, even though they've been both been crocheted the same way up. So we're going to sort of start in the middle-ish somewhere, and we're going to start in what is actually the first chain. So if you remember these half double crochet clusters, the half double crochet two together, the top of the stitch is actually there. It falls quite far to the right, but to keep things looking symmetrical, I'm actually going to crochet into that is the first chain there. So it's what you would visually think is the top of the half double crochet two together cluster. So the reverse of a half double crochet two together is just two half doubles in the same stitch. So that's nice and easy. So I've done a chain two and then half double in the same stitch to start with, in the middle of the back section at the neck. And now all we're going to do is two half doubles into what looks like the top of each of these stitches until we get to one of these corner sections, and in there we're just going to go into what looks like the center of that and do two half doubles, because remember that the corner is slightly different. And then we're going to do two half doubles in the slip stitch at the point where these two motifs join. So in this case you can see the slip stitch, we need to go through the legs because we can't see the top of the stitch. So whenever you can't see the top of the stitch of the slip stitch because it's actually inside there, you need to go through the legs. So we're going from the bottom up like that. So we're going to do two half doubles every time we come to one of those slip stitches. And then when we come back to this one, we're going to go what looks like the middle of this set of two stitches, and we're going to do two half doubles there. And then carry on as we were doing before. Two half doubles in what looks like the top of these half double two togethers, but it's actually the first chain, the chain between them. Okay, let's have a quick look what that looks like. So as you can see, we're kind of mirroring what's going on here and here, and trying to make it look similar on the neck edge. So next thing to pay attention to is this first sort of corner where the neck shaping meets the front, the sort of shoulder neck shaping where we did this partial motif is meeting either the back or the front of the motif. So what we're going to do here is a kind of graduation of stitches, getting slightly longer as we hit this corner point and then going back to the normal length along this bit. So it's kind of leveling out this corner here by putting in a few longer stitches. So the first set of half double crochets in this corner section here, instead of putting 2 half doubles into what looks like the middle of these 2 stitches, we're actually going to put 2 double crochets, 2 doubles in there. It's a bit of a longer stitch, and then into this slip stitch in the corner where these 3 motifs meet, we're going to put 2 trebles actually. Keeping it sort of in pattern, but at the same time modifying it slightly to get a bit of extra shaping around that neck area. And then this next corner section where we've got the 2 half doubles, again we're just going to, what visually looks like the middle, we're going to put 2 double crochets into there. So let's have a quick look what that looks like. So as you can see, we've kind of smoothed off that corner. If you see what it looked like before, quite a sharp point there, and by putting in those stitches we've kind of rounded it, helped round it off a little bit. And now along this next bit of neck we're going to be just going back to what we were doing before, which is 2 half doubles in what looks like the top of this set of stitches from the border, jump to the next one and do the same, 2 half doubles, jump to the next one and do the same, 2 half doubles to the next one, this is all pretty straightforward because of the border, that the joining border we used when adding these partial motifs. So we're going to carry on like that until along the edge of this partial motif, until we get to this set of 2 half doubles on the border, the corner of this border here. So I'm going to go ahead and just carry on as I've been doing with these 2 half double clusters, and I'll see you again when I get to this next corner piece. I've now come up to this next corner bit, and actually you can see now how nicely we've rounded off that corner while still staying in pattern, or at least imitating part of the pattern. And we're just going to do exactly the same thing here, actually mirror of that, even though it's the other side. So this set of 2 half double clusters, roughly where we think the middle is, we are going to put 2 double crochets instead of 2 half doubles. In this slip stitch corner where these 3 bits join, we're going to put 2 trebles. In the first 2 half doubles of the next bit of this corner border, we are going to put 2 doubles. So we're just putting that where it looks like the middle. Have a quick look at that. Sometimes you might have to redo the treble if you're not familiar with or don't make trebles that often. Sometimes they can look a little bit sloppy. They're the kind of thing you need to sort of practice a little bit. I'm going to resume in the same pattern as before, with the 2 half doubles in the top of each of these clusters. So that's it basically. I'm going to carry on around along the front neckline in exactly the same way, remembering we're putting every time we hit one of these slip stitches, we're doing 2 half doubles from going up like this, unless it's the other kind of slip stitch join, which I haven't actually got on this particular section. We're putting 2 half doubles in the tops of these 2 half double crochet 2 together clusters. We're putting 2 half doubles in the middle, which is actually the second stitch out of these 2 half doubles, 2 half doubles in there, etc, etc. When we hit the corner, we will be doing the same as before. In this last set of stitches, 2 double, in the slip stitch join, 2 treble, in this middle of these first 2 bits of the next corner, 2 doubles, and then switching back to half doubles. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will see you in a minute when I have finished. So I'm just coming up to the last couple of stitches at the back of the neck. It's all looking pretty good, and I'm just going to join with a slip stitch into the second chain of the chain 2 I made that represented the first stitch. So I can't show you the full thing because my camera can't zoom out that far. What I might do is quickly take a photo and then slot it into the video as a still. Next up, we're going to add 1 round of single crochet in this same main colour that you use for the border. So in theory now, because this is kind of like an oval shape now that we've got, and as we're working the neck rows, we're basically decreasing the circumference of this oval shape, which means we do need to work decreases for all subsequent rounds on the neck shaping. However, for this very first round, we're not going to do that because by its nature, single crochet tends to be a tighter gauge than some of the longer stitches. We'll kind of naturally induce a decrease simply by just putting 1 round of single crochet, because the gauge of the single crochet is slightly tighter. So we're just going to start off with a chain 1, and then in that exact same spot, stitch where we joined the previous round, we are going to put 1 single crochet. Now we're going to continue to put 1 single crochet into each of these half doubles that we made, and that's basically all we're doing for this round, is just 1 single crochet into every single stitch around, including these sort of rounding off longer stitches that we've got in the neck corners. Those we're also just going to be putting 1 single crochet into each one of those 2. So have a quick look at that. So I'm going to carry on like that, and I'll meet you back when I'm ready to finish off this neck shaping round. So I'm making the last stitch now, last single crochet, and I'm going to fasten off with a sewn bind off. I'm not using a needle, I'm going to just use my hook. So I've pulled the live loop out, I'm going to skip a stitch, go into the back, through the back of the next stitch, pull that through. I'm at the back of the work, back bump of the last stitch I made, up from the bottom to the top, through the middle of that stitch, and pull that through. So that's it. I have finished off that round of single crochet. I'll quickly slip a still picture of it into the camera roll now.